Hey buddy, Luxinda Swirl here. New day, new cup project. We are going to do 3 different cups in this video, which is actually what I meant by the title that may have brought you here thinking something else was going on, but you know, 3 cups. So don't leave. This does pertain to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I wanted to explain. Back in the late 70s when I went off to college, in the dark ages, admittedly, we had no internet back then. I lived in a little apartment above a movie theater, and every Friday and Saturday night, around midnight or so, I would start to hear the most intriguing, fantastic music wafting up through my bathroom floor. And I thought, what is that? I couldn't hear any words. All I could hear was the beat and the melody, and I just fell in love with the music. I didn't even know what it was. So after a couple weekends, I happened to look out the window one night and I saw right before it started that there was a long line of people all the way around the block waiting to get into the movie theater. And then, of course, this music would start up through my bathroom floor. And I thought, those people clearly know something. So the following weekend, I went down and I joined the line and I had my first introduction to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I was hooked. I mean, the entire rest of that year, I spent every Friday and Saturday night from midnight to whenever it was over enjoying this amazing movie. My love of it continues to this day. I have seen a lot of movies in my life, and to my mind, there is no more luscious character anywhere in moviedom than Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfurter. I mean, seriously. Oh my God. So I wanted to pay homage to my favorite character of all time. And I'm going to do it on a cup because what else would I do, really? I mean, really. So we're going to do 3 different cups. I found a graphic that is quite iconic from this movie. It is actually a combination of 2 iconic graphics from this movie with a updated, relatively newer twist to it. And here is one example that we will be using. So here we have Frank on Magenta's lips, and everything has been rainbow-ized. Rainbow-ized? Pride-ified. There we go. So now it's all in rainbow. And there's a little bit of a problem. I just noticed this. I've been working with this graphic for a few days trying to get these ready to go, and I just noticed there's a bit of a gap there where there should be more, more thigh. So we're just going to ignore that. And we're going to proceed. Now this particular graphic is printed on my favorite printable vinyl at the Nito brand. I will link to everything below. Yeah, it's going to be a full cup wrap in printable vinyl. That's cup 1. Cup 2 graphic is reversed because this is Waterslide decal paper. This is the Sunny Scopa. I have sprayed it 2 times with Rust-Oleum 2X clear and then a final 3rd layer with Plastidip glossifier. It is mirrored because I am actually going to try to turn it over and do a full wrap on a cup that way. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try. And then the 3rd one is also mirrored, and this is printed on sublimation paper with Epson sublimation ink, and we are going to put this on a sublimation tumbler, surprise, surprise, using my tumbler press. So to try and level the playing field as much as possible, we have 3 20-ounce skinny cups here. This one comes ready to go for sublimation. This is a sublimation specific tumbler with the substrate that is needed to soak up the ink from the sublimation printer. And then I have 2 other 20 skinny straights. These were sanded, washed, and spray painted matte white. I figured starting with white for all 3. We'll see what we end up with because I'm not sure how this is going to go. First of all, I want you to try and guess which one I'm going to have more trouble with. Will it be the tumbler press that I haven't used very much? Will it be the full sheet Waterslide in reverse? Or will it be the full sheet printable vinyl wrap? I'm predicting that this one's going to give me the most trouble, the Waterslide. I could be wrong. It could actually be that all 3 will be complete sucking failures. But you're gonna have to watch the video to find out, aren't ya? Okay, so I suspect the easiest place to start here would be with the heat press. So we will take the sublimation tumbler and the sublimation print, and we will go to the tumbler press for our first cup. Okay, I am letting my tumbler press heat up, and in the interest of saving time, because I suspect no matter how much I edit, this is going to be a rather lengthy video. I'm going to try not to, I really am. But anyway, there's no point in watching me wrap this because I've done it in other videos. I will link to those below. Suffice to say, I trimmed it and I wrapped it, and yes, that is my blood. Things I do for you people. The torture I go through. No, I was so stupid. It wasn't the X-Acto knife this time. It was the blade, the microscopic blade in the paper trimmer that did it. So we're gonna wait until this gets to 356. It's set for 30 seconds, meaning that when I put the tumbler in and close the press, the countdown will start. It'll beep when it's done. I'll take it out and I'll open it up and I'll turn it around 180 degrees. I'll put it back in. I'll press it again for another 30 seconds. We'll take it out and we'll let it sit and cool off, and then we'll see how we did. Alrighty, now we'll let it cool, tear the paper off, see how our first cup turned out. Let's see what we got. I'm a little nervous. Okay. Well, they look great. All right. I am not unhappy with this at all. I think that looks fantastic. Once again, I have tape marks again. This was supposed to be a brand new tape recommended by people who were tired of getting tape marks on their tumblers and said this wouldn't. So that's really discouraging. I'll just send that back too. We have a lot of ghosting on this. It's okay. We are going to deal with the white bottom on all 3 cups, so I'm not worried about it, or at the top. And we'll fix the seam too, not a problem. But he looks fabulous, doesn't he? All right, on to cup number 2. Okay, we are back. We are in the workroom, and I am going to try the printable vinyl one next. It is obviously bigger than I need it to be for this cup, so I'm going to shoot for getting, equidistant overlap, and then I will trim it down with my trimming tool. But the first and most important trick is to get it started straight. And this is where a lot of people struggle, including me. Now, I contemplated using the wet method, which is basically that you get the backside of the printable vinyl wet, and it slips around more like a water slide than printable vinyl. And then once you're happy with it, you smoosh out all the water with a squeegee, and hopefully what you're left with when it dries is vinyl stuck to your cup without anything, no bubbles, no wrinkles, the usual. But I've never done the water method before, and I'm a little nervous about trying it here. I'm more familiar with struggling with the sticky method. And you will have seen me struggle in many videos probably by now. So I'm going to fold down a little bit, just enough to try and get this started in the right place before I take off any more of the backing paper. Okay, here we go. Let's see how I did. Oh, looks almost spot on and close enough. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Not bad. All right, I do have a little bit of overlap at the end. That is okay. It's okay. Ooh, well, let's just make it worse. Okay, I'm good at that. For heaven's sake. All right, not too awful. We will address this, we will make it better. Okay, next up I need to do the trimming. I don't want to take much off because the graphic is pretty well distributed. We can take a little more off at the bottom than at the top. I'm gonna start by cutting off the excess, I think. I think I'll start there. Again, we will be addressing the white underneath. Do not panic. I thought about starting with all black cups, but I knew the odds were pretty good that my spray paint black would not match the printer black. And of course, the sublimation cup comes white. Start with the top. You're gonna put this rim down. I usually start at the seam so I know when I've been all the way around. It's just easier to keep track of. And you are gonna push it against the razor blade and turn at the same time, thus slicing a nice even strip, hopefully, off your tumbler. Make sure you can see me. Moment of truth. Let's see how this is going to work. If you come to a place that didn't take, you can either re-slice it on the trimmer tool or you can try it with an X-Acto blade. We didn't lose any graphic, which is pretty much what I was hoping for. Okay. This is going to be terrifying. If for no other reason than reverse water slides do not move around as easily. So if I don't get it placed right in the beginning, the whole thing could end up being, you know, a complete disaster. All right, here we go. Okay, looks like it's ready to go. And I'd like to put it correctly side up. Correctly side up? Right side up. I'd like Tim Curry to be sitting up. Does that make any sense? No, probably not. Nothing terrifying about this. Yeah, he looks a little off. What do you know? What do you know? Now, what should I do here? No, don't go far. And me without my glasses on. Silly girl. Okay. Come back. Wow. And now the magic tool that will hopefully help me get this lying flat. Damn. I'm not used to, well, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, but so far wow. I'm a little surprised. In a good way. All right, so for the upper and lower rim, I am going to encourage the Waterslide to go over the edge. I may end up trimming it off after the whole thing dries, but for now, I think I'm going to encourage it to overhang. And dry like that. And then we'll see. All right, I'm going to stop futzing with it because that's going to do me in. At some point I'm going to futz one futz too far, and we will come back and we will see. So stay tuned. Hey, we're back. Okay, I've sort of forgotten where I left off because it's been a few days since I started this project and recorded what you just saw. And I threw my back out yesterday because, you know, old, and spent all of yesterday pretty much screaming F-bombs every time I tried to move. So I didn't get a whole lot accomplished, but we're back. We'll persevere. I got some more of the Pinata Black, which I was running really low on because of this project and a whole bunch of the Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween tumblers I do. So I can finish making these all black. And I just wanted to take a second to look at the three graphics in this one spot, not just because luscious. Oh my God. But because the colors are really kind of interesting. These two are much better, much more vibrant, and yeah, I'm really kind of surprised by the sublimation that it is not up to the this is the best. This is the Nito brand glossy printable vinyl. This is my Sunny Scopa full page Waterslide, and this is the sublimation with the Epson sublimation ink on the A-Sub sublimation paper. All three are great, but I would have to rank them that this is the best, then this one in terms of this spot on the graphic. It is not quite as pronounced. If we come over to this end of the rainbow, the reds and the oranges look pretty good. Where it starts to break down is when we hit the greens. Yeah. So that's interesting. It's interesting. Somehow I guess I thought this was going to be a lot better quality than it is. Could be my graphic, but you know, it shows up better here. It's the same graphic. So kind of interesting. It's something I'll have to keep watching when I do different methods. All right, so we've done this one. Although I used mostly the Ranger Pitch Black on this. I also used the Ranger Pitch Black ink on this. This is my Hocus Pocus Sublimation Tumbler. And I love the fact that it had the deep blue undertone to it, because that actually worked really well with the rest of the cup, I thought. But while the blue is not as pronounced here, I can still see it, and it's not quite what I was going for. So we're gonna try my pinata. The first thing I wanna do is I wanna trim up. The Waterslide dried really beautifully, but there are a few wrinkles and whatnot that would cause trouble when I try and put layers of resin on it. So I'm going to try and carefully cut this off all the way around. We'll see how I do. Again, I'm really sure-handed, so yeah, no problem there. That did not go too badly. Okay, so now, now we get to the blackening things up part. Cool. Okay, so I'm not going to show you me resining all three of these because that would just, it seems like overkill. About 10-15 milliliters per cup, and I will absolutely be mixing in my Marabou Rainbow alcohol ink because Frankenfurter needs more sparkles. I mean, he just does. Make him even more luscious than he already is. So stay tuned to see what happens next.